everybody, it's Clutch, and it's time to get real with Mr. Bitter, brought to you by Bic Flex 4 Razors. There's a couple Mr. Bitter fans out there. 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. Thousands online around the world. Mr. Bitter, it's such a pleasure to have you here at another MLG event. My first question is, how did you first get involved with casting?
Thanks, Clutch. My first casting gig was actually at the North American Star League. I was doing my own little show, kind of online, and they asked me to come out. But my first real esports experience was at MLG Columbus, as I came out here and I met all the important people and shook hands and said, "Hey, I'm Mr. Bitter. I love what you do." And shortly after that, I was invited to cast MLG Columbus. I think it was 2011.
Now, a lot of people don't really get to see what happens behind the scenes, so can you break it down for us what a caster does at one of these events, like a typical day?
It's actually the easiest job in the world. We sit behind the computer, we join the game, we watch the game, and we just talk about it and try to make it fun and, you know, engaging and explain what's happening on screen. So the real people that make all this stuff work are the production people, the directors, the producers, the camera people. They're the ones that make all this stuff look so cool.
What is it about Starcraft 2 that is so popular, not only as a game to play, but as a game to watch?
Man, I don't know. I think it's just because there's a very clear, you know, ebb and flow. It's a very clear battle unfolding on the screen before your eyes, you know, and it's just fun to watch these players try to outwit and outplay their opponents. It's mental, but it's also mechanical. You know, there's an actual physical skill ceiling as well as that mental one. So I think it's a great, you know, competitive game, and I love it, man. I really, really love it.
Well, one of the most exciting things that has happened this year is CBS Interactive partnered with Major League Gaming, also NASL, Twitch TV, and other companies so that more eyes can see esports. But what does it mean to you that you've worked so hard for people to see this, to tell this story that happens between these players, that a company like CBS Interactive would be interested in it?
Oh, CBS getting involved is a huge deal, and I think the biggest part of it is the one that doesn't get seen as much. It's selling ad space in esports is actually really, really difficult. It's kind of unexplored new industry, and for somebody like CBS to come and say, "Hey, we're going to help you make yourself more marketable. We're going to help you make this industry lucrative." I mean, they're basically the biggest ad agency in the world, so it's a huge thing, and it, in my opinion, to me, it legitimizes everything that we do here.
Now, there are a lot of different tournaments out there, but the hype that is generated for Major League Gaming is through the roof, especially on Championship Sunday. Do you have any favorite matches that you like to cast personally?
Well, in terms of players, I mean, I'm a Zerg player myself. I love casting Stefano and Violet. Leenock is a guy that I really enjoy watching play. Leenock versus Violet yesterday was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. In terms of matchups, TVZ is a lot of fun. Yeah, and so is ZVZ and ZVP and all the Zerg. I mean, come on, it's no secret. I'm a Zerg guy through and through. So Zerg players, Zerg matchups, Zerg champion, MLG 2012.
Well, we definitely had a Zerg champion at the last arena. Violet performed very well. We saw some very innovative play styles in Zerg versus Zerg. I have 2 more questions for you. First off, what do you think the impact will be with the Heart of the Swarm expansion?
Wow, it's going to be a reverberating, huge, deep impact, man. It's going to be great. The biggest thing about me, I mean, I was playing Heart of the Swarm some yesterday. I'm going to sneak off and play it some more today as soon as I get a break. It's fun. It is so fun, and everything feels so ridiculously overpowered, and that is awesome because everybody wants to sit down and say, my race is so strong, and that's what it felt like when I was playing Zerg. It's like, wow, this new unit, it's so good, or this new upgrade, it's so awesome. And then I played the other races, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good!" And I'm going to play this race in Heart of the Swarm. It's like everything is just good and strong and fun. It's going to bring new life to the scene. It's going to bring back all the guys that maybe put the game down. And the best part is all the creativity that comes with a new expansion is going to make casting the game just mind-blowing. Because we're going to have those moments of, what is he doing? I see it now, I get it now, and that's going to be back, and it's just going to be so great for the players, for the fans, for the casters. I can't wait.
You've had an incredible career so far, but what has been your favorite fan experience?
My favorite fan experience was watching Violet win the Intel Extreme Masters in Sao Paulo, Brazil, because he stood up on stage and he was a Korean guy in Brazil in front of a foreign audience, and he said "Obrigado, Brazil," which is thank you in Portuguese, and Brazil just loved him. And I've never seen an audience connect with the champion on that level. It was emotional, and it was awesome, and it was really, really special. So Violet's a great guy, and I love seeing him win, and in Brazil, it was extra special.
Let's hear, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Bitter, one of the casters we have here. Great job so far this weekend. Thank you for all that you do. Now, guys, we're going to kick it on over to a battle report for the StarCraft II Heart of the Swarm. It's going to be Protoss versus Zerg.